sport of lacrosse has it all, and it's easy to see why. Offering the speed and power of football and hockey, and the endurance, agility, and strategy of soccer and basketball, lacrosse is both exciting to play and thrilling to watch. Hi, I'm Josh Davis.
And I'm Brandy Burry.
Travel across North America or in over 30 countries around the world, and you can find a lacrosse game. Youth, high school, collegiate, club, girls and boys, women and men, they're all playing America's first and fastest growing sport, lacrosse.
Though lacrosse may be new to you, this explosive yet graceful sport is centuries old. First played by Native Americans over 350 years ago, there are few team sports that have such a rich historical legacy. Today, lacrosse has evolved into a modern sports phenomenon, whose popularity is exploding thanks to dedicated players, coaches, and officials who are on the field spreading their enthusiasm. And leading the growth and development of the game, with over 160,000 members, is U.S. Lacrosse, the national governing body of the sport. Though women's and men's lacrosse share a common history and many modern similarities, there are actually two different versions of the sport. They have different rules, equipment, playing techniques, and strategies.
Men's lacrosse allows limited body and stick contact, so protective equipment is a must. Speed and stamina, however, are often more important than size. This rare combination of artistry and rugged sportsmanship creates a dynamic game. The men's game is played on a field roughly the size of a football field, with the goals placed 80 yards apart. There are 10 players on the field per team, a goalkeeper, 3 attackmen, 3 midfielders, and 3 defensemen. 4 players must stay on the defensive half of the field and 3 on the offensive half at all times. The game is played with a harder ball slightly smaller than a baseball and a stick made of plastic, metal, or wood. Helmets, shoulder pads, rib pads, arm pads, gloves, and mouth guards are required, but the equipment costs are still less expensive than football and ice hockey.
Women's lacrosse prohibits body contact and is a sport where swiftness, strength, and agility produce a graceful game of tremendous energy and spirit. The women's game is more reflective of the Native American game, played on a longer field with goals 100 yards apart and minimal equipment. Visual guidelines and a restraining line have been recent additions. There are 12 players on the field per team, a goalkeeper, 5 attack players, and 6 defensive players. 5 players must stay on the defensive half of the field and 4 on the offensive half at all times. Protective eyewear and a mouth guard are mandatory, and gloves are optional. Full protective equipment, including a chest and throat protector, is required only for the goalkeeper.
While the men's game is a limited contact sport, violence isn't condoned or allowed. Injuries can occur in any sport, but lacrosse has evolved with an emphasis on safety, and the rate of injury is comparatively low.
Researchers find both men's and women's lacrosse to be relatively safe compared to other commonly played team sports. Most injuries are minor strains, sprains, and contusions, but as in any sport, more significant injuries can and do occur. The Sports Science and Safety Committee of U.S. Lacrosse is sponsoring research to monitor these injuries, better understand their mechanisms, and design preventive programs. Our goal is to expand the base of lacrosse-specific sports medicine knowledge and provide objective guidance to enhance safety at all levels of play.
Throughout the country, over 143,000 athletes are playing lacrosse at the high school, collegiate, post-collegiate, and professional levels. But the most dynamic growth of the sport over the last decade has occurred at the youth level.
Over 150,000 girls and boys now participate in hundreds of youth leagues across the country. Also contributing to the sport's success are physical education and recreational programs that introduce the sport to younger players through intercross, which requires only a soft plastic ball and flexible plastic sticks.
The finest women's and men's college lacrosse players continue their careers playing club lacrosse. They travel nationally and internationally to various lacrosse events. And every 4 years, these outstanding players vie for spots on the U.S. national teams, with men competing for the World Championships and women for the World Cup. These are the Olympics of lacrosse, bringing together over a dozen countries for the love of the sport.
Lacrosse can be played and enjoyed by virtually everyone, regardless of age, size, or skill level. And as the sport continues its phenomenal growth, the need for more coaches and officials also grows. It's a great opportunity for lacrosse enthusiasts to continue to support the game as coaches and officials, even after their playing days are over.
Want to know more about lacrosse? Well, we're here to help. At U.S. Lacrosse, the sport's national governing body, lacrosse is a way of life.
With a national staff of over 35 dedicated people, hundreds of volunteer leaders, and over 50 organized chapters throughout the country, plus resources like Lacrosse Magazine, drill manuals, education programs, videos and DVDs, equipment grants, development assistance, and participation with the nationally recognized Positive Coaching Alliance, U.S. Lacrosse can help you start playing, coaching, and officiating. And through programs like our new START program and Bridge Initiative, we can help leagues get organized. At U.S. Lacrosse, it is our mission to promote participation while preserving the integrity of the sport.
Working with U.S. Lacrosse is the U.S. Lacrosse Foundation. This independent, nonprofit corporation is leading efforts to identify greater financial resources in support of the work of U.S. Lacrosse. The U.S. Lacrosse Foundation continues to attract women and men from all areas of the country who share a passion for the sport and work to identify the resources necessary to take the sport to the next level of popularity.
And if you want to learn more about the history and traditions of the sport, contact or visit the Lacrosse Museum and National Hall of Fame in Baltimore, Maryland. This Center for Lacrosse chronicles the history and legends of the sport.
Lacrosse is a contagious mix of ancient traditions and explosive energy.
Watch it, play it, experience it, live it. There's nothing like it.